multiple players are not available tonight due to COVID protocols. Beyond that, like you, we're searching through our depth chart as well. There's a crossing pattern. I believe that was caught. It was by Stoops. Great Stoops, sure-handed. And Spencer, that is a clinic on how to go and get one.
Yeah, JT Woods, I'm telling you, he's an athlete, man. He's a world-class sprinter, 100-meter, 200-meter guy. He's the one that came up with a couple interceptions last they played. And I'm telling you, Stoops.
Typical television types.
I think this Baylor defense is trending too, but they got to deal with this guy right here. We talked about it, Timmy.
Stevenson talked about it back in Lubbock a few weeks ago. Spencer, that is Marcus Dupree-like. What we just witnessed right there.
Well, you know, this guy's got big guy body, little guy feet. It's the delayed draw, you know, the ability to have patience to step in there. I hear where you're coming from. Marcus was more of a strider on the big end. He does with that helmet that sits high on his head because all those dreadlocks up there. He looks like it, but Double Deuce wore that 22. I see the comparison, but he's a little bit different. Tremendous skill set, size, and strength, though.
Go with a screen out to Ramondre. He's got a lot of room. Rattler. Look at it on the run. How about that? It's complete. This is a chip shot from 20 yards. You survey Oklahoma defensively, you see some new people out there. Robert Barnes is playing safety number 20. They go back the other way.
It's about pointing them in that right direction and motivating them to do it over and over.
2nd and 10. Out pattern incomplete. Possess the ball as much as possible and convert on 3rd or maybe even 4th down tonight. Ebner stop. Brewer again for the corner. Outstanding defense of Thornton that time by the Sooners defensively. That was Jaden Davis, number 4, man-to-man with Thornton.
Jaden Davis, the cornerback, again, does a great job of identifying where the ball is so as to draw any attention away from him and induce the official.
There aren't many teams that play man-to-man in this league. You're going to see a lot of zone. Not tonight. In the flat to Ebner. He's going to get about 4 to 5. This is John Mayers, who won the game at the buzzer last week from 47 yards.
Oh, short. I think somebody may have gotten a hand on that, Tim.
Might have.
To have a favorable outcome tonight.
After a 12-yard punt, Baylor sets up shop at the 35. And here goes Charlie trying to get it down on his own, and finally, 2 down. Here it is, that shallow cross, and it goes incomplete. A 50-yarder earlier in the year.
That was short, too.
Wow. About the same distance short. Ellis, a redshirt freshman from Round Rock, Texas.
Plenty of time.
Oh,
wow.
boy, is there. And, you know, he had an opportunity.
This is going to be a problem for Oklahoma if they don't diagnose this really quickly.
Ebner trying to run the stretch, and there was nothing doing. 3rd and 11. Rolling really into the pressure that time was Brewer. 7 for 13 on 4th down conversions this year. Brewer. Over the middle, it's intercepted by Oklahoma. Taken away by Norwood. Trey Norwood. Uh-oh, they may tack some on. We'll see. Brewer shoved him about a yard beyond the boundary. I don't see a flag as yet.
Yeah, they need to be nice about this.
Yeah.
Lincoln sprinting over to try to get his guys back in there, and this is the right way to do it. Oklahoma's got to be smart about themselves. They got a lot on the stake. You know, this is really difficult, too, because Gavin Holmes, the wide receiver at H, was wide open, Tim. It was just delivered a little bit too late. And here you see he's coming down short motion inside around the hash. And you see how he pivots? He falls. Yeah. He just simply falls down, Tim. Right there on the numbers is Norwood, and he's taking it the other direction. Oklahoma catches a break. But, again, along with Perkins a couple of plays previously, you'll see how aggressive this stop unit is.
Boy, I'm really surprised he didn't get flagged there. Spencer Rattler is a combination of Mayfield and Kyler Murray in many respects, and he has been stymied tonight. Here's Fleeks as they go with a little. Brewer setting up the screen, and it's incomplete. That's set up in the backfield. Now he moves into the slot.
Empty backfield pressure.
And here he comes off the edge, and down he goes. It's Isaiah Thomas, big number 95, the junior, getting the job done.
Look at him, 6'5", 267, as you said, dip that shoulder and get down low and pull Brewer down. you got to either bring a safety down or start filling that box up, and that means you got one-on-one matchups with your receivers.
On the outcut, Rattler's pass thrown only where his receiver, Theo Howard, could receive it, and he does for a first down.
Great pitch and catch. You can see off coverage. They're backing up, giving him the cushion that he needs. A nice outcut. Probably needs to break that off, but that ball had a string on the end of it. Again, Spencer Rattler has got to put a little bit more on that so that.
First and 10. To rollout action. Here goes Stevenson. The senior from Henderson, Texas. Out of the shotgun. And they'll give it to him. Second down and 8. Baylor looking to just get some room. Not much there. Out of the shotgun for Brewer.
Well, they need to get somewhere in the middle of the field. Keep it there.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Again, barely able to get to the one. He didn't tackle really like a backup quarterback, did he?
Yeah, he was aggressive.
There's Rambo. Christian Rambo and Stevenson, the two backs. Out of the shotgun. Stevenson.
That's a nice read.
Is he in? Is he in? Touchdown!
Timmy, this is what he did against Texas Tech 3 times over, scoring 3 touchdowns on these close inside, I call them green zones, inside the 5-yard line. It's just tough yardage right here. Everybody's man blocking up front. Not a power scheme. It was like more of a zone scheme.
Pressure again off the edge. And Brewer wisely just ducks because Isaiah Thomas was about to polish up on what Ronnie Perkins had begun.
Perkins came screaming off that edge with his ears pinned back. You can see him in that wide 9 technique with that hand down. Again, you can't really deal with that. That guy's just unbelievable off the edge, Timmy. Blake Bettier was out there trying to defend him and block him, just couldn't do it.
Yeah, Bettier has really done an admirable job this past season for the most part. A young man from Utah having to deal with something that he has not seen yet this season, and a guy like Perkins. Ahead goes Jonah White.
37 yards rushing.
Yep.
That's what is the catalyst for this offense. This is a rushing offense. The throw game opens up after it.
Yep. There goes Weiss. Just a beautiful out pattern, a big-time throw by Rattler. The arm strength is incredible. Might have the best arm of any that Lincoln Riley's had.
It's a great job of releasing and then just beat man coverage. Look, the defender fell down. And that's one of the big...
Out of the shotgun, Rattler. Pocket closing, gets the pass complete on the curl, and it's complete.
Dictate what happens. They're trying to affect the read here.
Rattler, bootleg action, now in trouble
again. It's a great defensive call.
Yeah, but there he is, 3 in the corner, touchdown, Theo Weiss. That's Rattler doing Rattler-like things. Spencer, you said it in the middle of the play. I mean, it was outstanding defense, but when you force this guy to ad-lib, this is what happens.
Well, this is what happens. He wins an individual battle, Tim. That's the bottom line, is that Mark Milton back there just lost him. It's tough to cover somebody. Can't blame him.
2nd and 4. Brewer on the cross. Tapped. Again, it's batted in the air.
But what a great job to time it at this unit.
Really haven't called Snead's name that often.
Another game and deal inside.
There it go for the back shoulder throw, and it's incomplete. 4 pass breakups tonight of Charlie Brewer. And again, another slip here and punted away.
Everybody's got one in their back pocket.
Yeah. Brewer in trouble, lets it fly, and it's picked. Intercepted by DJ Graham, a kid that was thought by many to be unavailable tonight. He fought through it. High school wide receiver, a legacy here, and a young man from Fort Worth that makes a huge play.
His dad, Davin, is smiling right now from ear to ear. Nice job. The converted wide receiver. Great ball skills. If you remember a couple of weeks ago, Timmy, actually it was the Texas Tech game. Alex Grint said, we got to find a way to get this guy on the field. He's a receiver with great ball skills, nice, long, lean body. I went to high school with his dad, Davin.
Ramondre Stevenson in the backfield. First down for Oklahoma. And it's going to be Pleasure who's with him.
Nice change
Pleasure go. TJ.
186 yards. That's 2 more than Oklahoma does right now, Tim, which is amazing.
Rattler faked them out. and now has some room, and a shoestring tackle saves the day. He'll have to hit this one perfectly.
He got a lot of it.
Yeah, he did. And it is good.
Wow.
Empty backfield. And Brewer will tuck it. And manage maybe two.
You can't fault the guy. He's an active athlete.
Now Brewer looking for the deep one. Incomplete. Team version of Charlie.
Yeah.
He is. Sort of a 1 or 2 read and go maneuver by number 5. With Oklahoma coming after you. There they are again, batting it down. That's almost unfair for the quarterback. Perrion Winfrey this time slaps it down. That's the 5th time we've seen a pass blocked.
You get a block pass, you get a block pass, you get a block pass. It was Lydell Carr when Jamel Holloway came in after Troy broke his tibia on his leg. Jamel Holloway, a freshman out of Carson, California, replaced him, Timmy.
Wow. And as they say, the rest is history. Solid individuals at coaching, Terry Donahue.
I was talking about Troy, but
well, I love them both. Look at the maestro working here. Rattler on the run where he's at his best. It's Stevenson.
Type of balance, but it forced you to bring a safety down to contend with them.
Little curl action towards the near side boundary to Theo Weiss. The night before the game, he was playing in the semifinals, and Bob had to run down to see that football game on a Friday night. Fletcher.
I love his attitude.
Jeremiah Hall joins him now in the backfield. There's a
Dangerous.
beautiful cross.
That's a dangerous pass, though, Tim.
It is caught, giving it that
agree.
effort.
As a counter.
Wide receiver screen to Weiss. Point games 22 straight after tonight. And their matchup with LSU. Stevenson inside the 10 and pressure on the edge again. Oh, it's tipped and caught. Wow. Touchdown, Brayden Willis. Baylor had a pick, and the ball curled off and into his hands for a touchdown. The Bears should have had a pick. I believe it was number 3, Tejada.
Better be lucky. Better to be lucky than good.
No, 28.
Smith.
I beg your pardon, Smith.
Smith tipped it, and again, J.T. Woods was behind him. The pressure is on him. Excellent job of dialing up the right kind of pressure.
You're with Petros' crew. That ball was nearly plucked out of the air. Yet again, playoff conversation, but you can make a great case that these two teams are playing as well and are playing late in the season.
If you want to, but if you've not done something recently, it's out of sight, out of mind.
Brewer is going to be sacked on the final play of the game, and Isaiah Thomas was the guy to get there. And Lincoln Riley's club will move ahead to 7-2. They've now won 6 in a row. He's on his way to yet another Big 12 championship opportunity.